Upgrades.
Hey, it's Jorge from TeamJVS, giving you a quick exclusive from the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, bringing you the movie called Lakelands. This movie tells the story of a footballer who gets attacked during a night out and struggles with the terms of basically his career ending. And when I say footballer, don't think American football here, and don't even think like soccer football, you know, like overseas. This is more like handball, basically. But this movie was very interesting, and it definitely is one of those films where the more you kind of go through it, the more you kind of feel for these characters and the struggles that they take. This movie, in a sense, kind of reminded me of when you have these elite level athletes who get injured and can't play again, kind of like how their life sometimes just crumbles. In this movie, obviously, this wasn't an elite athlete. It's not like he was playing for the pros or anything. I think it was more like an amateur league, or like a semi-pro league, basically. But it was very unique, kind of seeing the denial that he was going through, and obviously concussions are just a huge part of any sport, just about that you play now. But it was just very unique how they depicted it, and how they depicted him coming to terms with it, in a sense. It was just kind of heartbreaking at points to watch it, and you're seeing this, this athlete kind of get shriveled away to not much, which just kind of like, it just stinks. Like when you think about, a lot of these athletes or someone who is a specialist in something, and you get that ripped away from you, and not just, I don't want to say it's not because of you, but it's like it's because of someone else's actions. Like, that alone, I can imagine, would just like trip you up mentally. And then having to cope with that and having to just come to terms with it. I thought that the way that this movie ended was just, it was a very beautiful end to a tragic story, in the sense of, rediscovering yourself and being able to still give back and still do more. But overall, this movie I thought was very well done. I think it shows kind of how athletes, I don't want to say are hard-headed, but like, it's hard to tell someone to stop when they're hurt, and not like physically hurt, but mentally hurt. And I think this movie depicted that very well. Overall, I'm very, very impressed with just how well it didn't focus on just the sports, I guess, aspect of it, because the sport aspect of it really wasn't that much. It was more of how this affected his home life and how this affected, his work life. Because, it's, I kind of view this as like the minor leagues in baseball, where a lot of those players have a second job, like just have a normal job. And this kind of depicted into that and those relationships, and how those relationships got mangled and bothered. So it's very it was just very well done. I think this was one of those movies that I saw and kind of hit home a little bit, because I know people who have suffered from concussions and from some of these head traumas, and it's very hard and very rough to kind of see people going through that and trying to help and figuring out the right way to help. But overall, I would say that this movie, a pretty solid movie. I definitely give this, like an 8 out of 10. very good overall. The actors I thought did a really good job. The main actor I think did a great job at kind of portraying how a concussion really can affect a person, where sometimes it has no rhyme or reason, on when it attacks and all, and all that stuff. um but overall, yeah, I would definitely say check this one out if you have a chance. You definitely won't regret it. Overall, this was, like I said, a really good little movie, kind of quick. I think it's like an hour and a half long. So definitely it's a good one that you can just kind of, turn on, watch, and just enjoy. But overall, definitely really, really good. I would strongly suggest it. But yeah, but other than that, this is Jorge from Team JVS, and we'll see you next time. Peace.